This conference will now be recorded.
Thank you for joining us. In the last session, we talked about what to look for inside a family childcare home environment that signifies a safe, educational, and happy environment for children. In this session, we're going to go outside and talk about what to look for outside of a family childcare home. This session, developed with information provided by South Carolina Child Care Resource and Referral, will highlight 10 things that family home providers should have and parents should look for outside when deciding to leave their child in your care. In this session, we'll cover what should interested providers do to make the outside of their home a safe space for a family child care center, what parents should look for outside of the home of a family child care center, and what are some aspects of a safe, nurturing, and educational family child care outdoor setting? It's important to remember that DSS regulates that no more than 6 children are allowed in an in-home care setting. Before we get started, Greenville First Steps and recognizing the significant impact that school closings has on working families has helped to develop this series of resources to support adults willing to provide care on a short-term basis. This information is intended to provide advice and support to assist these new small businesses. However, Greenville First Steps is not a licensing entity, and any information here should not be seen as superseding any state and local regulations. Always check with South Carolina DSS and local government agencies if you have questions about permitting, regulations, or applicable state, federal, and local laws. Greenville First Steps accepts no responsibility for in-home programs or services that we do not directly manage. The first topic we'll talk about is safe. It is human nature for children and adults to want to be outdoors and enjoying the fresh, clean air. Children need plenty of time outdoors every day, especially if they are in your center for many hours of the day. While they are outdoors, we want to make sure that the space is free of any hazards. Check your yard for debris, things that children can trip over, and anything that might cause injury. Creating a daily checklist helps keep track. Also, make sure to perform general routine maintenance like lawn mowing, pest removal, and weeding to keep the area safe. Check outdoor equipment and areas that children are in regularly. Remove trash, branches, and tripping hazards to ensure that the area is safe. Most importantly, never leave children outside unattended. Adequate space available. Children need space to run, play, and jump. Allowing children to run around, jump on and over objects, and play with toys like balls, trikes, and their friends. The outdoor educational environment needs to provide enough space to allow children to learn and explore through movement and play. If the space does not have trees or natural shade, make sure to install a tent, awning, or other shelter so the children have a space to play and not be in direct sunlight the entire time. Secure area. Children are naturally curious and inquisitive. When they are outdoors, it is important to keep them in a space that has a natural or fenced area if the outdoor learning space is in a high traffic area. A chain link or wood fence is a good example of fenced in areas. But natural fencing can be a barrier of hedges or other naturally occurring objects that will stop the children from getting too far away. Any gates should have childproof locks installed. Remember, children should never be left unattended outside. Schedule outdoor time daily. Exploring and playing outside is huge for children's brain development and social emotional development. They also develop problem-solving skills and enrich their creativity using natural and high-quality objects. This outdoor learning time should be allowed daily. As long as hazardous weather is not occurring, centers should plan to provide this outdoor learning time daily. Everyone remembers the song Singing in the Rain. Give the children age-appropriate umbrellas and let them jump in the puddles. Childhood is all about exploring and learning about the world, and outdoor time every day provides a hugely impactful experience for children. Supervision. Children outside need the space and safe environment to explore. When children are outside, they tend to be even more active than when indoors because they want to run and jump. Since they are more active outdoors, they will need more supervision to avoid injury. Always make sure there is an adult who is attentive and interacting with the children outside. Children should never be left alone, so make sure you're prepared before you go outside. Bring along the water, snacks, sunscreen, and first aid equipment in case something were to come up. Make sure that children know proper safety measures as well, including not standing behind or in front of a swing, holding handrails, and using jump ropes appropriately. Safe and age-appropriate equipment. Having safe and age-appropriate play and learning equipment outdoors is vital to keeping children safe. The safeness of equipment varies depending on the age of the children in your care. You never want a child on a slide or climbing equipment that is too high. If the children have to walk downstairs, make sure there is a handrail. Adding activity and sensory play walls and toys is a great way to provide learning spaces for children outdoors, while generally being safe for lots of ages. Equipment should not have any choking risks or hazards. Require helmet use with tricycles and any ride-on toys. If you have a sandbox, make sure to keep it covered when not in use. Any toys that are outside should also be age appropriate and can be rotated depending on the children in your care at the time. Just make sure any of the equipment, toys, and learning environments are up to safety standards and age appropriate for children you are serving. For more information on tricycle safety, you can visit Safe Kids Upstate. Least restrictive environment for infants and toddlers. Similar to inside the home rules, infants and toddlers should not be placed in overly restrictive equipment. The idea is to keep children safe, but give them room to explore. A transportation buggy can be used to get children safely outside, but once outside, they should be taken out and allowed to explore in an age-appropriate way. Take a picnic blanket and allow the children to play with a book or objects from nature. Infants and toddlers love bubbles, so bring some along when you go outside. Outdoor time for infants and toddlers provides a great opportunity for learning, physical coordination, strength, and balance, so make sure they're free to learn. Opportunities for natural learning. Nature is everywhere and is amazing at teaching children about their world, themselves, and others. Plan time to allow the children to explore on their own with a simple prompt. There are tons of ways that you can teach through nature. Bring a shovel and see what the children build. Tell the children to look at the clouds and have them share what shapes they see. Teach children about plants and animals that they might see outside. Have the children create outdoor art using items they find. Opportunities for transferable learning from the classroom to outdoors. Bringing the outdoor learning back inside is fun and exciting for children. Creating art using items they find outside is a great way to extend the learning from outside. If you see an animal or plant outside, read a book about it when you return inside for your next activity. All of these learning moments outdoors can make a huge impact on healthy brain development and provide a great bonding opportunity for the provider and children. Learning moments can also be taken from inside to outside. Be prepared for going outside. Be prepared for learning and time outside. Children should never be left alone outside, so make sure to take what you might need. Since you cannot go back inside to grab an item and leave the children unattended, make sure to bring along snacks, drinks, a first aid kit, sunscreen, and a cell phone in case a child may need one of those items. Children should always have access to drinking water when outside at all times. In the last two sessions, we have briefly touched on a lot of topics that we hope are helpful in thinking about starting a family childcare center. Thank you for joining us, and get out there and enjoy the outdoors. If you have follow-up questions, please feel free to reach out to me, Ann Lee, or Cynthia Laura with DSS. Thank you.